Right, Pirate fans and surrounding areas, welcome to Podcast Wednesday. This is the podcast where we talk Rockport Fulton Pirate sports. And right now, we're going to be talking Rockport Fulton Pirate basketball with our head coach here in Rockport, Mr. Keith Thompson. Coach, how you doing?
Pretty good in yourself.
I'm doing good, Coach. A lot to talk about. We'll recap, get coach's thoughts on the last two games that we played. Rockport 1-1 in the last two games, and then we'll get coach's thoughts on the two upcoming district games. Get a preview from coach. But we'll also have coach talk about one of his varsity players. So when coach doesn't have a player or players on the podcast, we choose a player the coach will talk about. So we've got one for you guys tonight. We'll also get an update on the other levels of basketball or sub-varsity. How are they doing? And then we'll get coaches' final thoughts. And also we'll get coaches' thoughts on, he'll give us the standings, an update where we sit right now in district. We are 3-2 currently in district with a few games to go. So definitely want to get coach to at least let us know where do we sit now. If we win out, this happens. If this team wins, we're here. So where are we positioned right now? And what are the outcomes for us? I think we're in pretty good shape to get into the playoffs, but I don't want to say nothing because still got a couple of games to play. But coach, let's jump right into it. And again, thank you for coming out, spending some time here with us on your podcast. So the first thing I want to get to is to recapping the games. So we've been streaming some of the games here, so you're able to see them on the Pirates Coast Sports Network, our YouTube channel, and we've got a few more games scheduled, so you can watch. If you can't make it out there, definitely support our basketball programs through the live stream on the Pirates Coast Sports Network, our YouTube channel. But coach, let's get to Calhoun. This was we were out there. I was out there at the game, man. I got to tell you, I was very, very impressed um, with the team. We got the win over Calhoun, a big win. There was, I tell you, 70 plus points. I think we scored 75. Could be wrong, but it was 70 plus. That's a lot of points to score. The team looked really good. A lot of players getting involved in the offense. The team had 10 3-pointers made in that game. I know Roman Cox led all scores, but it was just impressive to see the boys out there having fun, but just offensively, so many players hitting threes. Hudson, Nate Garcia, Gary Horton. I mean, it was a great, great game, big win. Want to get your thoughts on what you saw from the Pirates, where they were in rhythm, coach. And for me, I thought we were in control of the game, but where I really saw that it shifted in the third period, Roman really took control. He really got aggressive inside, got some easy buckets. I don't know if it was easy because he had defenders and he was getting hit, but it looked like he went to another level there in the third period, where he really became aggressive. And then it just seems like the team just followed, like they just followed him. And then it was just raining threes. I mean, Rockport had basically whatever they wanted, they got. Just your thoughts on the way the team performed.
It's no secret that Roman's our best offensive player. And when he has it going, it makes it easier on everybody else because then the defense starts to focus in on him more and more and more. Um, but I agree. For the most part, they try to box and one him and try to keep him out of the paint. And we were trying to figure out how we could get him involved in the offense as well. So we just, I told him, I said, if you want to score and you want it easy, then you have to get yours in transition, right? Get it before they can set up their defense on you. And I thought he did a really good job of outrunning the break, even when he didn't grab a rebound and asking for the ball so he can finish. I thought offensively we played, um, like you mentioned, we were in a good rhythm shooting the basketball. We got some guys that can knock down some open shots. We got guys like Caleb Wilshire and Austin Broder who can finish at the rim. So, Brian Kaiser, who is also a good finisher at the rim. So Roman does have a great supporting cast, but yeah, we're gonna go as far as he'll take us offensively. You know, the the other night we were kind of laughing about it because we beat Ingleside. I think it was by 20 points. And Roman did not score that game, 0 points, and we were able to get a 20-point victory. Um, so that just kind of shows you the strength of our team. Um, like with a guy of Roman's caliber not scoring and our team still able to grab a 20-point win, I think that says a lot about the talent on the team, a lot about the work ethic. So I thought we played well offensively. Now defensively is a different story. I thought we gave up a lot of transition points in the first quarter. I think the score was 19-13, um, something like that. So once we settled down on the defensive end and started paying attention to our assignments and not giving up easy things and not sending them to the free throw line like that. I also thought that was another thing that changed the outcome of the game.
Yeah, coach. Roman had 16 points in that game. Hudson King 13, Peyton Taylor 10, Caleb Wilshire 10, Gary Horton 9, Angel Aguilar 6, and Nate Garcia 6. So great night for the Pirates. When you go back to that Ingleside game, when you sent me the stats, I didn't see Roman with a point, and I said, did he not play? Like it's like everybody had points. And I said, where? I was like, I guess he didn't play. Maybe he was injured or something because I didn't see he had not even 2 points. So I'm like what happened here? So I thought he just didn't play the game. It's amazing that he played the full game and didn't score. Like that's rare to see that, right?
Very rare, very rare. But a compliment to Roman is we're walking to the bus and he goes, Coach, I think this is the first time in a district game I haven't scored in my 4 years. And I kind of looked at him and I was like, you didn't score? No, sir. I had 0 points, but I think Roman is a good leader. I thought that he does a really good job. I know he gets frustrated. He's still a young man, but he did a really good job that Ingleside game, kind of guiding traffic and taking care of the basketball for us and making sure that his teammates are in the right spot. And then another good thing I'll say about his character is that usually the best guys on the team, when they don't get their shots or when they don't get their stats, they're kind of grumpy about it. And Roman was all smiles. He was happy that the team had a good win. So, he's that type of kid. So, it's a pleasure to have him, man.
Yeah, we're gonna miss some. There were some people we were sitting by because we were sitting on the sitting side
Mm-hmm.
last night, and they were, hey, who's that? Who is he? Oh, that's Roman Cox, and they were even saying, man, that kid can play some basketball. There was a lot of compliments on that side, watching him play, and that just kind of tells you, this not just the baskets that he makes, but he's a leader there. Trying to settle his team down because you saw also last night when he saw his team frustrated, he's talking to Hudson, he's talking to these guys, it's going to be okay. That's what a leader is, right? On the court, the coach on the court. And I think he's got a lot of that respect because, they listen to him. You're not seeing that get away from me, walk away. There's a lot of respect that his teammates have for him. And that's something that you earn, right? That's not given, that's something you earn. And that's through practice and that's through the off season. They see the work that he puts in. And so when you got your leader who puts in a lot of time and he gets up and tells you something, it's hard to just kind of disrespect him, right? And not listen because he's a leader and you're seeing he's putting in the work every day. So it's also kudos to him to be able to get that respect from all of his teammates that he can go up to them and settle them down and they just kind of sit there and listen. I didn't see nothing where they're walking away from him or trying to disrespect him. This is another team, another like player, right? Like another teammate. But to them, they understand that he's a leader of the team and he just does a great job playing the game, scoring, but I think also being that leader, right? Like he just has at such a young age the ability to lead. So I think he's going to be very successful in whatever he does. He's definitely got all the skills and is able to keep himself under control, even in situations where he gets knocked down or he gets banged up. And it's just a real class act, man. And it was really great to see him play for 4 years. We're definitely going to miss him next year, but definitely someone that we're going to remember here in Rockport for a very, very long time, Coach. Now let's get to last night's game. Didn't go our way. Really, really rough game. Very physical. And coach, just I think it was just off. I mean, first of all, we couldn't stream the game. We got there and they tell us that it's bad service. Well, we see that it's bad service, so we're trying to move our phones over to the window. We couldn't catch a break, and so we were able to talk to the coach. And he said, "Man, you're not going to be able to do that. It's just a new gym. We've got bad service here." I think if you had Verizon, they told me we it might be able to get some and still the freezes, but outside of that, everything else was really not working for us, and so we couldn't do that. And then we get to the game, and it's just it's a physical game from start to end. And then of course we get some texts and calls that aren't going our way. I could see, Coach, the players frustrated last night. Not one, but multiple players also getting those texts. Just wanted to get your thoughts on what you saw. Sinton jumped on this quickly. Like I think it was 20-2 or 20-4, something like that. But the boys in that second quarter, they fall back. I think they cut it down to 10 or 8 points. So they got themselves back into the game. But then it just seemed like they were able to get under our skin. We looked very out of sync and frustrated. Just your thoughts on what you saw from our Pirates against Sinton.
Um, you know, credit to Sinton, like you said, man. They were on us from the jump of the game. They set the tone early, uh, and that's you know what you want to do, especially for a potential district championship. But I thought, I think it was 5-2 at one point, and then it was 12-2. Called a timeout. I think they got it up to 16-2, and I think the first quarter 20-8. And like you said, I think we cut it down to 8. And we were right there. We won that third quarter. I think we won the third quarter like 15-12 or something like that. And then, but I talked to the boys and I just kind of told them, hey, look, this is a playoff atmosphere. Kind of game, rough, physical, might not get the calls you want, and we've been doing more discussions with the boys as far as like I'm the one that argues those calls. Y'all just play the game and let it go because nothing good comes from you talking to the refs, especially when you might say something to the ref and you can already kind of feel that he they're not trying to have a conversation. So I just told them, I said, we have to be willing more to just let that go and play our game, and take it as a learning lesson. Um, that we can't get so worked up to where we start beating ourselves. I told them, I said I felt like um, the game was right there. Like we were right there. We weren't where we wanted to be, because of how we started. I said, but y'all were right there. Y'all were in striking distance. 5 baskets, and lose our composure a little bit, start falling apart. And I just told them, so we have to be better at weathering the storm. I think that's one thing that we don't do well. We don't weather the storm well. A little adversity hits, and there's signs of it. When we played Beeville over there at Beeville, there was a little bit of adversity. I think we were down 6. The boys battled back. They got it. And I told them, I said, you need to be that resilient all the time. So the main thing is just having thick skin, man. Having thick skin and trying not to let stuff come get to you. And it's tough because at the end of the day, they're still boys. They're still young men. They haven't matured all the way to that. Um, and to becoming a man. And there's still men that struggle with that. So it's tough. But I think this is what sports is for. It's supposed to teach you these lessons, how to handle tough situations and things like that. And I think for the most part, we've been pretty good all season. We haven't had really many techs, or blow ups like that. Unfortunately, that this game we couldn't hold our composure. But we talked to the boys just about how they respond. Because I told them, I said, it's okay to be frustrated. Like, no one's never going to tell you not to be frustrated. It's not okay to act out in frustration. And that's the biggest thing. Because you're going to be frustrated through your life, in different situations. And, when you're married and when you have a job and all. But just don't act out in frustration. So that was our talk today. Um, of course, after some discipline, uh, and even myself, I got a text, so I had to go and do a towel drag and kind of let the boys know, it's not acceptable. So, um, we are really just focusing on that, especially with the Beeville game coming up when we know that's going to be another playoff like game. There's going to be things said on the court. There's going to be things said from the crowd. There's going to be missed calls, and I just told them like we have to do a better job of handling it.
Yeah, no, I definitely understand. And I don't know what it is that you did. I don't think you deserved the tech. I said, unless coach, because we couldn't hear, I had the headset on. I said, I told Daniel, unless coach cussed him out, which I would be shocked if he did. I said, that's the only reason, because you didn't even make a move. It looked to us like you were explaining. You were standing there with your arms explaining. And then I just see him hit you with the tech. And I'm like, man, what did coach do? He didn't do anything unless he cussed him out. He said he told him a bad word that we don't know. But now you explained it to me. So I think that coach, I mean, that rep really, and we got like 3 texts within like, I don't know, minutes. It was like boom, boom, boom. So it was crazy to see. But again, it wasn't our night. It's time to watch that game out and get ready for Beeville, which I think is going to be another battle. We're going to get coaches' thoughts here when we preview that game. Rockport does have a bye this Friday, the boys and the girls basketball, so they will not be playing. This game will take place next Tuesday at 7:30. The boys will play. The girls, I think, play at 6:15. The boys at 7:30. So definitely want everyone to come on out and cheer. I mean, if we get this win over a really good, tough Beeville team, which we were able to get the win at their place, that would be huge. We would sweep them. So being able to get a lot of people out there to the gym on Tuesday to cheer both the boys and the girls and to be very loud definitely is something that we want, and we invite everyone to come on out. As this is a big district game. Rockport's right in the thick of things still. We sit second place right now, but coach, I'd like for you to kind of let us know. I know you told us that we said in second, but what is the whole scenario? Like, we've got a couple of games. If we win out, what happens? And then I know there's still that battle between Beeville and Sinton that's coming up.
Yeah. So if we win out, obviously we be the second place team, but the way they're doing the divisions right now, so we'd be us and Beeville are battling for the Division 1 spot in playoffs. I believe Sinton and Ingleside are the smaller schools, so they'd be D2. So if we win out, then we'd get the second Division 1 team on the other side of the bracket, which would be big for us. So currently we sit in second place, but pretty much it'll be like we're number one in the Division 1 district race. But that's the plan, to go ahead and win out, go ahead and beat Beeville at home, go ahead and beat Ingleside at home, and then go ahead and take care of Port Lavaca on the road. But like you said, Sinton and Beeville, they have to play Friday, so we don't know what that game looks like. There's all type of things that could happen. Beeville beats Sinton again, and then we go and take care of business and we sweep these 3 like we just did, and then we have the same record as Beeville. I mean, as Sinton. And then we kind of just talked to Coach Silva about how that goes. But we're sitting in a good spot, man. I don't want to be too complacent with how everything goes, but I think we're in a good situation right now.
I think so too, coach. I sit here and I look at all the scenarios for the girls and the boys. That's just what I do. But I think we're in a good spot. I mean, I know, taking those losses to Sydney is not something we want to do, but those games are over with. We beat a very good Beeville team in Beeville, which is tough to beat. So now they come home and we can go ahead and get another win and we sweep them through this season. And then we go ahead and bring Ingleside in and we beat them again and then finish off strong against Calhoun. That second place is huge, right? And then, like you said, they split the divisions between 1 and 2. And so then we would be the top seed in that big school, which can really set us up really good. We play the other opponent's second place team, so I think that's huge for us. I think we're sitting where we want to be. I know a goal. Talking to you, talking to the kids, especially Roman, who's been here 4 years. Just we've been stuck on the first round for quite some time, so I know getting into the postseason is something we want to do. But getting out of that first round would be huge. You want to get out there and get to that second round. So I think we're sitting really good right now in a good position. But again, some tough teams coming up. We beat Ingleside by 20, but that's still a very good team over there. Beeville will be tough as well. And so definitely we ask that the home games that we pack the gym. Hope the student body's out there loud as can be, and really make it to so loud that it's a home field advantage for us, for the Pirates, right? So again, that's not this Friday they got to buy, but starting next Tuesday, Beeville comes into town, and then on Friday, Ingleside comes into town. So next week, two home games, two big district home games, where we really need the community of Rockport, Pirate Nation to come out and support our basketball programs. We need you guys out there cheering to get these two important wins. So thank you, Coach, for sharing that information with us. We know when I say it, I'm thinking I believe, but when Coach says it, it's a fact. So we know that he's telling us he knows what's going on. Coach, let's go ahead and talk about one of your players, one that has gotten my eye here as I've gone to these last couple of games, and that's your senior Angel Aguilar. We haven't spoken and we haven't had him on the podcast, but this is a kid who I think has got a beautiful outside shot, number one, and is capable of really turning a game around, hitting those threes against Calhoun. He had 3 threes, I think, and they're huge, right? And so he's just one of the many players that you have that can really light it up at any time. Talk to us a little bit about your senior player. What else, type of kid he is in practice, what kind of student he is. And I love his game, Coach. I love his outside shot.
Um, Angel's one of those other guys that I've been around for 4 years. Made our freshman team, and I believe he told me his first time ever touching the basketball and playing competitively was ninth grade.
Wow.
And he is one of the kids that is a testament to hard work really pays off. Angel was, and love him to death. Angel was not very good his freshman year, but he has stayed in the gym consistently. I think he one of Roman Cox's best friends, so not a bad guy to hang out with if you want to be good at basketball. And he has turned his basketball skills around completely, man. Confident player. Um, very coachable, very respectful, will do what you ask him to do. No complaints, no ifs, ands, or buts. And he's one of those guys, man. So we are very glad to have Angel on our team. And like you mentioned, 2 big threes against Calhoun. He really impressed me against Ingleside. We were struggling to score, and we go ahead and throw Angel in there, and he hits 3 big threes, gets us really going, starts opening up our outside shot. But again, he's one of those guys that you don't game plan for when you're coming to face the Rockport Pirates, but he's someone that can hurt you. So, like I said, man, it's just a testament to the talent that we have on this team. I feel like on any given night we have a guy that can go for double digits in points, and it might be someone that you don't expect. So yeah, Angels, man, he found an AAU team that was doing city ball like in Corpus, and really worked on his craft, and it's paying off.
It is. And his number, Coach, is it 13?
Yes, sir.
13. So it's number 13. So when you come out, you see this podcast, and then you put number 13, Angel Aguilar. Comes off the bench for Coach, but he is literally a player that can turn the game around. They probably don't game plan, like you said, but he's got a very beautiful outside 3-point shot, man. And so if he's hitting, he can turn a game. You can go from a tie game to up 6 quickly with that kid. So when he's in there, Coach, I'm expecting him to shoot that 3. I love when he shoots that 3 because there's a good chance it's going to go in. And I just love his shot. And I wanted to get your thoughts on him. I know we hadn't talked about him, but definitely a player that can turn a game around quickly in favor of Rockport Ford. So glad to have him. Another senior that won't be back next year, but he's been in our program. And just hearing you that he didn't even touch a basketball till he was in high school. He didn't play competitive ball till high school, and in those short 4 years to be able to have these type of impacts, it does say a lot about the work that he put in his last 3-4 years here in high school to have a memorable senior year. So that's number 13, our senior Angel Aguilar, coach, saying a couple of words here about his player. Coach, let's now switch over to the other levels of basketball here. I was able to catch the freshman team last night. They were taking on Sinton. Very impressed. When I got there, we were down pretty big, and they fought back, took the L by 1 point, but I thought they played hard. They hustled and gave themselves a chance. There was some good outside shooting there, but I was really impressed. First time or the second time I've seen that freshman team play, but it was a really good game, even though we took the 1 point L.
30 game,
Was it? What was it?
31-30 game.
31-30 game.
That
Yes.
was our JV.
Oh, it's our JV. Okay, I thought it was our freshman. Yeah, that was a great game. I thought that when I got into the gym, coach, we were down big. And I thought, okay, it's gonna be a blowout. And then we're sitting there, and then the boys are fighting back, and they're just fighting back, and they're coming back and say, "Oh, here we go," and it got really interesting there. And I just thought the fight in them to get back in that game, to give themselves a chance to win, even though we didn't get the W, I thought was huge. Love the way they fought and to give themselves a chance to win.
Yes. They have they haven't won a district game yet, but they have been competing their butts off, and I think that's a credit to their coach, Coach Castillo, who rises the boys hard, man, and I know he does it because he believes in them, and he really sets that tone of never give up and keep continuing to fight, and he's gonna be a dang good coach, head coach one day, so. They got a good one, man, and they follow his lead. And the main thing I love about the underclassmen is that they don't. I mean, pretty much everybody at the high school level though, they don't give up. They don't give up. They continue to fight hard, down big, up big, whatever the case is. They are going full speed and they are trying to do the best that they can, which is all you can ask for. You can't ask everybody to make every shot. Can't ask everybody to do, but you can ask for all out effort. And I think our JV group does a great job of all out effort.
Yeah, I love that. Like I said, I mean, early on when I got there, it was still in the first half. And I mean, they could have just quit. I mean, they were down. I don't know. I think over more than 10 points, I think. I can't remember exactly what I saw, but I know they were up. We were still in single digits. And then you're just sitting there watching the game, and Rockport just climbing back in, making a play here, getting a good outside shot here, hitting a three here, and then here they come. And it was just really, okay, wait a minute, let's not have a conversation. Let's see what's going on here. It's becoming very interesting, right? And I think even though we took the L, just to be able to fight back in that game and give themselves a chance to win, I thought was huge. They didn't quit. And because they didn't quit at the end, they gave themselves a chance to win. So I thought just that alone. And I thought it was special because I saw some of the boys I know they're ninth graders, so I just assumed. But thank you for letting me know that it's JV. I saw some else. I know they're freshmen, but
yeah,
this team, if you go watch them play, the interesting thing was they could have given up, and they did. They fought their way back, and I know that says a lot for me. When they didn't give up and they continued to fight hard and made shots down the road and played pretty good defense to give themselves a chance. So I just thought it was a very interesting game, and I wanted to kind of touch on it a little bit. But that's our JV.
yes, sir.
Of course, I watched Coach Castillo play here for Rockport, so I'm glad he's an alumni coming back. And now what he's learned here, he's passing it over to some other parts. So definitely nice to see him out there. Coach, let's now go to the upcoming game. So Friday, as I said, it's a bye, no basketball here. And then next week, a very busy schedule for the Pirates and Coach Thompson, as Beeville will come into town on Tuesday. Big district game. Rockport took the win in Beeville, which is not an easy thing to do, but Rockport got the win over there. So Beeville's going to come in. I know they're going to come in hungry, ready to go. They definitely want Rockport. It's on their radar, obviously. But Rockport, I think, will be ready. I think after this game that we had with Sinton, obviously, bad taste in our mouth. So I think our boys, and then just that long layoff, right? We don't have a game on Friday. I'm hoping they're going to be itching, ready to go come Tuesday. But Coach, what can you tell us about Beeville? That game was really close. I anticipate another battle coming to the end. What can you tell us? What are you expecting from this game on Tuesday?
one thing I can tell you about Beeville is they don't quit. Uh, they they have probably some of the hardest working boys in our district. Man, you watch them play and they're scrappy. They get after it. Down big, you know that they continue to fight. Uh, and just do the little things. They share the ball well with one another. You know, they run for each other. So I think it's a tough team. I think they're well coached. Coach Gonzalez over there is doing a fantastic job with them. Um, you know, what do I expect? I expect them to go back and dissect that film and see what things that they can attack us or try to take away. See kind of what we did to them defensively, see how they can go and approach it. So I expect them to be well prepared for what we did last time, and you know we're going ahead and trying to do the same thing and see um, what other options we can throw at them defensively to see if they can, you know, if they come up with a good game plan to cancel out what we're doing, see if we can go ahead and throw a monkey wrench in the plan and give them something else to worry about.
Yeah, they've got a shooter out there. I hear. I can't remember number 4. I think number 6, number 4. I don't know his name, but I
Yeah,
hear he's pretty good. So they do got a shooter out there that can really light it up. So again, it's going to be a great game on Tuesday. So we definitely invite everyone to come on out. There's an early game for varsity. The girls, I think at 6:15, but the boys play at 7:30. And I will be there to stream it, so you can see it on the Pirates Cove Sports Network. That game will be on Facebook, not YouTube, but Facebook. But you can definitely, if you cannot make the game, definitely support our basketball program, our Pirates, through the live stream. That'll be Tuesday. You can watch on the Pirates Coast Sports Network, our Facebook page. Coach, I'm not going to ask you about Ingleside because you'll be back next Wednesday, and that game will be on Friday, so we can get Coach's thoughts on Wednesday about the game on Friday. But again, I will tell Pirate Nation here, our community, these are two big games. The Pirates are in a great position right now. If they went out, like you heard, Coach, there's big schools, small schools now. It's a little different. And so we would get the top seed, which means we would play the second team. So I'm not saying that's the easier road, but we want to be at the very top, right? We want to be able to get as high as we can get. And so these next 3 games, the 2 games at home, are so they're crucial, right? We want to be able to get those wins. So I think the crowd noise and being out there and being loud really gives us an advantage. That's home field advantage, right? That's home. So we got a job to do to come on out. Don't sit at home and watch it through the stream, man. Come on out, wear the school colors. The boys get pumped. I'm sure the girls get pumped when they see that gym full and all the cheering for them, right? I think it gives them that extra energy. So I hope we get a good crowd, Coach Thompson. But I definitely invite all of the Pirate uh, uh, community, Rockport Community Pirate Nation, to come on out Tuesday, as Beeville will be in town, and we're anticipating a good game. It's going to be a battle, and hopefully our Pirates come out victorious. And then that would be the sweep this season against a really good Beeville team. Coach, thank you very much for coming out, man. I appreciate your time once again. I always do. And I think you've done a great job. I know when we first started the podcast, you said that you were putting your system in place at the start of the season. And I got to say, I don't know where you're at, but the boys look like we're getting better. They're getting more comfortable, and it's looking really good from here. And so continue to do the great work that you do. And let's just continue to win as many games, get into the playoffs, get out of the first round. If we can get out of the first round and get into that second, possibly third round, that would be huge for us as we continue through the next couple of years. So thank you for all you do. Keep up the good work. You and your assistants, I think, are doing a great job, in my opinion. So I'll give you the final word, man. Anything you want to add before we let you go?
Just kind of like you said, man. Just come out and support the boys. They work hard and they love the opportunity to go out and show the people in the community what they do at practice and what they do to get prepared for these big games.
It's going to be a big one again, Coach. So thank you very much. And like I said, I'll be out there to stream it on Tuesday. We'll be on through Facebook on Tuesday, and then we'll be back at the gym On Friday, it's just one game, I think. So y'all on Friday, are y'all playing at 7:30 still?
No, on Friday I believe the girls will already be done with district, so we'll play at 6:15.
So 6:15. So Tuesday, 7:30 against Beeville. You can catch that game on the Pirates Coast Sports Network, our Facebook page. And then on Friday, because it's one game, it'll be at 6:15 against Ingleside. And we'll be there again to stream it. But you can catch the Friday game on the Pirates Coast Sports Network, our YouTube channel. So, Coach, thank you very much. We'll be out there next week for both games. Good luck. Hopefully, we get the win, get ourselves in the playoffs, and make a deep playoff run. Thank you for your time, and we'll see you soon.
Awesome. Thank you, sir.
Sure.
All right.